This is episode 193 of the Andrew Hines Real Estate Investing Podcast. Welcome to episode 193 of the Andrew Hines Real Estate Investing Podcast. Today I have Mandeep Dhesi on the show, and Mandeep is an entrepreneur to his core. So today was all about being an entrepreneur and all the things that Mandeep is doing to grow his business. He's obviously a real estate investor. He's a real estate developer. He runs a real estate realtor team. And he's growing that. He has a killer social media presence on TikTok, Instagram, all across the board, and is doing a really well-polished job. This guy hustles, and I love seeing the work ethic. I don't have too many people who work as hard as I can tell Mandeep is working on a daily basis. He's always networking, always schmoozing. He understands that business is people and people, and that definitely includes real estate. So really enlightening episode. It was great speaking with him. He told me that being on this podcast was on his vision board for 2 years, and he's finally been able to make it happen. So it was great having him on the show, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to get a lot out of this episode. Before we jump in, as always, I want to ask you to leave a 5-star review for this podcast. And if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that more people can find the show. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're new to real estate investing, as always, I will recommend that you go right back to the beginning and check out those first 20 foundational episodes where we really dug into the nuts and bolts. It'll definitely help your growth and your speed getting into this game. And without further ado, let's jump into episode 193 with Mandeep Dhesi. Hello and welcome to the Andrew Hines Real Estate Investing Podcast. I have Mandeep Dhesi on the show. I think you just drove down from what, Mississauga?
Mississauga, yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for coming down.
Thanks, Andrew, for giving an opportunity. As I was talking before, I was looking for this podcast, I think from 2-3 years back when you started almost.
Yeah, so you're a longtime fan.
Yeah, I met you actually when before COVID times, you had those
meetups
here, right? I think it was the same area.
Okay, we met then. Yeah, at the Nickelbrook Brewery, probably.
Yes, I was there, right? I think after that, you just went pure online, COVID hit and all those things. And
yeah, haven't got back to them yet. I mean, I do miss doing them. I don't miss the work of setting them up, but I loved getting together with people. It was great.
Okay,
so
now you're more busy. I know so many things happening for you, Florida, and then.
Yeah, I got a baby in the mix. So I'd say the single biggest change is the baby.
Yeah. Good for you. You got another investor. That's what I always say, right?
Another investor. Yeah. I guess I'll be the investor in him mostly, but no, he's great. Almost 7 months old now. So by the time this airs, he'll be 9 months old. So yeah, he's quite something.
Yeah. So it needs energy and all those things. I know.
Yeah. Do you have kids?
Yes, I have one son, right? It's 5-year-old.
5-year-old?
No, so most of the people, they know him because he's on the videos with me.
Oh, he's on your videos?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So tell me about yourself, because I know that you're pretty active on social now. Like I see your Instagram feed, and you're doing a good job with that. So tell me a little bit about what you do as an investor and what else you're into from a business standpoint.
Okay, that's enough. So basically, I started my journey when we came here as an investor, and then we transitioned into real estate. Right now, it's more of an investor, real estate team, and into land development. That's what we are focused on.
So you do land development?
Yes, we do that because I'm a licensed vendor builder. So in Ontario, so we build, right? So we have projects happening in GTA.
You're a Terrion builder?
Yes.
Okay.
So small builder, right? So we're just picking up, right? So that's how it is, right? So this is how it all started. The day I came, I was not educated about investments and all those things. On the day when we came here, the only good decision we took was we didn't go for any debts. That was no car loans. At that time, there was no Uber and all those things. Yep. So we are not that old to the country, right? So we just immigrated from India. So when we came here, the only thing was I want to have a home. Right, so let's have a home and then just settle down. But I bought a home, no debts and all those things, easy to qualify and all those things. But then we thought, why not rent it out? Because we were just growing family. I was living in a basement. It was around $600. Okay. I thought I can rent out my home and I can cash flow. It's not a cash flow, at least it's like self-sustaining. I don't need a big space. It was a big home actually, right? So around 3,000 plus and all those things, right? Okay. Ravine, walkout, all those options. It was a dream home, as all the first time members think about. And then, I rented it out. We moved to Vancouver. I didn't like, GTA much. It's a lot of snow and all those things, right? We bought another home there. Now again, we rented it out. Again, the same story. And then we thought it's like a slow, right? It's not happening for us. We came all the way from India and all those things with the backpacks, and then it's very slow for us. The economy and the culture and all those things. Now, that's what I always say. If somebody have had the drink water from Toronto, they will always come back to Toronto, right?
So, really?
So we then moved back here. So fortunately, we had that home, and then we didn't sell it off. And the prices like skyrocketed, obviously. Every year you saw like 15, 16, 17, right? 2017, the like prices were spiking.
So that's when you came back to Toronto? 2017?
Yes, 2017, right?
Okay, did you keep the property you had in Vancouver?
Yes, yeah. So we had that, right? So see, our strategy is always buy, right? So not sell it unless you can afford it, right?
So is it just like you and your wife that you're talking when you say our, or do you have other business partners that you invest with?
Yes, me and my wife, right?
Yeah.
So we had that property, but like what we found is down the line, it's hard to manage from so far. When you are like different and it's 5 hours away. So that was challenging for us. And then our analysis was properties, obviously Vancouver is hot too, but our properties grew more in Toronto comparatively to as compared to Vancouver. Maybe it's a location, all those things.
Sure.
And then we sell it off, and then what we focused primarily on a GTA real estate market. And then I know you are in London real estate. Then all of a sudden London was very hot, 1% rule at that time. University, college. So we bought 3 properties there, close to university, and then Fanshawe, obviously, like those were like around 200,000 at that time. And
really?
So and like cash flow is like 4,000, right? Student rentals. So the magic, right? I think you went from that steps, obviously. And then I did like a lot of hands-on stuff that given me an opportunity to do those construction work, doing the renovations. Student rentals always have some problems. And then at that stage, we were not like, we cannot afford those contractors coming in to do the minor, cosmetic stuffs. So we were always driving there, me and my wife, right? We were coming late, at 12 or 1, driving back to GTA because that was a thing, right? And then this is how it started. It was cash flow.
So you were hands-on with the London stuff and everything?
Yes. Same story as you, right? I have heard your story, same thing, right?
Yeah, it's just you got so much going on, right? So you're a realtor as well, right?
Yeah, so then it happens, when you work with an EC, when you're an investor, you always need deals. And you work with real estate agents, right? But what my experience was, when you work with real estate agents, they just focus, okay, Andrew is going to do one deal and that's it, and say bye-bye to him. So their quality of service was missing, because as an investor, you always need a deal flow coming in, right? So you're always active. It's not like one deal, you're done. So then I thought, okay, these guys are not doing the way it should have been, and I can do better than them. So that I said, okay, let me get a license, and then I'll do for myself. Okay, I don't want to serve anyone, but if I'm able to do myself on the scale, I'll do good. But then what happens, somebody came, okay, you are doing real estate also, why don't you help us, like friends and family? And then this is all this.
Sure, if they're going to use a realtor anyway, they might as well use you. Like, this is why I've so long thought about it. Do I get the license? Don't I get the license? Huge lost opportunity, not. Just because, so many people would want to do business just based on being of like mind. You know what I mean? We think the same about real estate, especially people who listen to this podcast. A lot of them, kind of see things similar.
Yeah, it's numbers, right? Numbers game.
Similar, right? Like, so it's approach wise is definitely something I've given a lot of thought to. How long have you been a realtor?
It's like 2 years plus, right?
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then this happened, right? And then about real estate, I was always focused about build also, because I had a build background back in India.
Building background.
Yeah,
okay.
so we used
But it's entirely different here, like how you build things.
Yeah, it's totally different. And then that's why what I felt from my experience, you need deep pocket share.
Yeah.
So when we did the analysis, right, even the development charges is like 120,000 for a unit itself. It's like so much, and and
so stupid,
and HST, right? So many things, and then government is saying they need affordability, and the people are saying why builders are charging that much. But there are so many factors about that. It takes years to make those site ready for build. Yeah. And then there is like Tarion fees, right? Then you can relate it, right?
It's so much easier in Florida, man. Like the build there, like no assessing sales tax at the end.
Okay.
No Tarion.
Oh, so that's good.
Like the general contractor provides, a warranty.
Warranty. It's the same 7 years or 10 years?
No, it's like a 1 year.
Oh, that's
something like that. They're heavily regulated down there, but for some reason, maybe if I was selling them, I don't know. But actually, no. Like I could just turn around and sell it when I'm done, and no warranty beyond what the general contractor provides. Oh. It's just a much better place to do business. Unfortunately, that's the truth. There's a lot of great things about around here, but building houses is not friendly for the builders and for the customers, right? Because like you said, like people want a cheap price, but we're not making massive margins if we're selling them at market price.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's so many things. And then they say like the build quality is not that at par, right? The builder quality is cheap. See, end of the day, everybody is there to make money, right?
Yeah,
and then if the margins are this much, obviously the product quality will be also like that.
So how long have you been a Tarion builder?
Tarion, I took in 2019. Before real estate even, I was like Tarion builder.
So you took the Tarion, and then what kind of stuff are you building?
So we are doing semi-detached and detached in Brampton.
So on split lot lines. So a semi-detached on basically two lots. Splits the lot line.
Yes, yeah. So we have, let's say, a 13 unit project already sold out. Underground surveys are happening. So we are on the foundation. And
so you're building a 13 unit and condoing it and selling them?
No, condo, right? So these are like semi-detached, like individual units.
Oh, okay. So not condo, but they're all individually
freehold,
saleable.
Right?
Freehold, yeah. Okay.
Semis and detached, right? So, and it took long, right? It's like we started in 19, the land was there, right? So it's in
So you acquired the land in 19?
Yes.
Was it already site plan approved?
Yes, it was.
So you just came in, decided I'll build it.
Yes, yeah. So otherwise those guys took.
And that's when you got your license.
Yeah. So and those guys were like 2013, right? They took the land, and it took so many years for them to do that.
It's an entirely different job.
Yeah.
I don't like when people conflate development with building. Very different skills, very different process. If you made the money in the development, sometimes it's best to just realize you're not best at building and hand it off. One thing I say, and will repeat, is that for some reason, every developer wants to squeeze every last dime out of the possible profit, right? If you ask them what they want, they always want a number that's like, okay, so you don't want me to make money.
Yeah, that's all it is.
But that's where the negotiation starts. Obviously, they're going to start at their top line, and then you negotiate. Now, the market we're in, you probably can negotiate a bit better.
Yes. But still, I think if you talk about pre-con, still hot. So because the prices are still high, definitely on the land you can get deals now in today's market.
Yeah. Well, a lot of I've been hearing this is that a lot of builders are not starting new projects, and they're just pausing for now, which is going to be great for me in building because I'm going to be able to get the trades coming over looking for work. But that's going to create a little bit of even more of an issue with supply, right? Because now we already don't have enough supply. So I mean, a lot of, like I've been saying this, a lot of people think the sky is going to fall with the real estate. Well, our supply issue is still there. So yes, it's more expensive, and that is going to have an effect, but there are competing forces.
Definitely.
So where things fall is the one that's just a gamble. We're just going to have to find out. But you don't want to speculate on your real estate. That's why fundamentals are obviously so important. No, so you're still looking for projects now?
Definitely. So we have another one. We are like, it's a 10-story building. Now we are definitely going into, high rise thing, right? Yeah. Obviously the scalability is not there. Horizontally you can't scale that much. It's better to do the high rise. So it's another project.
You're going to build a high rise?
Yeah. So
nothing intimidates you, huh? Like you're going to build it yourself?
Yeah. So we are already.
And it's all concrete form?
No, it's not for build. Now we are doing a development also for that.
So you're going to develop it?
It's like doing a land assembly. Okay. So right now it's a development phase. We are in the studies phase and all those things, right? Those plan studies, site plan or draft plan approval, noise, traffic.
So are you from a builder's standpoint? That's one thing that I've just shied away from, like doing any discussion of high rise concrete construction of like an 8-story building. Like, give me stick frame all day long. Not that it would be that hard. I don't think. I just never done it. So are you planning to build it yourself?
Yes, that's the plan. And then the plan is even we are thinking to buy and hold that one. So we might do a pre-sales, but we are thinking more of it's like an asset. See, consider today's real estate market perspective of interest rate, rentals are too hot because of immigrants, because of demand and supply that we discussed. And right now what we are facing for our clients, it's multiple offers in rental.
Yeah.
So that's what we were thinking is like more of a generational wealth. We might sell off couple of the floors out of it, but that's what we are thinking of, just retaining it.
Well, if you don't sell any of it, then you don't actually have to run the condo corp. Like you can just basically run it like a multifam. You still get the condo status, but then it would just be when you want to turn it over and sell it out. Then you start the condo corporation and the condo fees and all that. So, I mean, I think your options are open there. You'll just have to figure out what works best. But have you run the numbers to find out if there would be cash flow based on today's rental rates, today's build costs for that?
So we haven't done that analysis. Like it's like a parcel, and
so it's still just a parcel.
Parcel. Like we're just doing the rezoning.
So you own the parcel. You're rezoning it. What do you have in mind though? Like how many units of density are you trying to get?
So it's like 10-story. We had a pre-consultation done with the city.
Yeah.
It's like 72 units. And
they're okay with that, yeah?
Yeah, the best part is city is very supportive.
Yeah.
And it's to our surprise.
City of Mississauga?
No, never here, right? It's in Niagara Falls, right?
Niagara Falls,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. They're much more interested.
Yes, yeah. And they're always saying, okay, come, right? Build for us. So that's when we thought, okay, this is interesting. We were struggling here in the GTA market. It's really hard to scale.
Yeah, they're a little bit more open for business down there.
So that's, and then the rentals are still hot. So because it's just close to the lake, Niagara Lake, right? So that's people want maybe Airbnb or long-term rentals or retirement people, they want to move in. So that's what our strategy is. We had the pre-con done right now. They have given us the studies.
Yeah.
Without no tree, no topographic, no traffic, noise, shadow, all those things. So we are into that phase for that.
So going back to your 13 unit, it's 13 unit,
yes.
right? What did you end up buying that parcel for?
So that was for 3.4 mil, right?
Okay. And that one was in Mississauga?
No, it's in Brampton.
Brampton, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so 3.4 million to buy, and then what did you get into for carrying cost and construction over the course of that?
So that's a good one, right? What the point is, we try to put as much as money from our pockets, right?
So you didn't borrow much?
Yeah, so we had. So right now we had it because it's in an underground service phase, and there was underground service fee, obviously soft cost.
Yeah.
City have their fees, like let's say 400,000 as a reserve.
Yeah.
For the underground service itself, and there was a Tarion component of it, right?
Yeah.
So we were able to, like, right now underground service are there, right? So we bought for the construction loan. So for the building, the underground services plus the whole foundation until the superstructure. So what basically it's all construction costs is like soft cost still we are covering.
Oh, so you're not done yet. You're early on in this, so you're just servicing the building.
Yes, service.
So you paid the deposit to the city of Brampton?
Yeah.
400 grand?
Yes, 400. See?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. And then if you talk
Tarion wanted how much?
Tarion was like 20 per unit, 20,000. It's like 260.
Yeah.
So
not cheap, man. But you get all that back, right?
But
the Tarion. Let's just assume you get it all back.
Yeah, but it's like 3 to 4 years timeline.
So it's a long time.
Still, the point is the scalability is not there. Your cash is stuck.
The cash gets stuck.
Yes.
And so you're funding all that cash, but you did get a construction loan.
Yes, construction loan is there because we started with underground services already there and the foundation.
So you've already drawn on your construction loan?
We have drawn, right? So that's how it happens. So that's already there. So still it's a soft cost. It's from our pocket. Hard cost, I would say around, our anticipation is around 4 million.
4 million.
For the hard cost actually. So yeah.
Okay, so 4 million, and then like soft costs and interest, you're figuring how much? Like
interest maybe, right? Like maybe 300,000, maybe about that.
Yeah, including all your soft costs, everything.
Yeah, so the soft cost is like around. So see this 400,000 and the DCs, right? No, software is more. It's like 120 per unit for the DC, and then
so that's plus so
120 into like 13, right? So you can.
That's insane.
1.5 actually.
How can they justify charging that much?
That's how the city is making money out of it.
So you're like 1.86 on soft costs, interest in soft costs.
Yes.
400,000 or 4 million to build it, 3.4 to buy it. So you're into about 9.26 million ish.
Yes, and then what we say is like there's a consistent contingency for that, right? It's like maybe have around 10%. Out of it.
Right. Okay. So like you're figuring
1 million more of that because prices are fluctuating, and we were doing underground service. There was another pipe that city have asked to replace. It cost 20,000 for that. Okay. So right? So it's happening. So many things happen behind the scene. So it's like
So like let's say 10 million. 10.2, and then what are you figuring per unit you're selling them, or you've already pre-sold them?
No, it's already sold. So it's like sold for 15 million, the whole project.
15?
Yeah, 15. Yeah. But in the 10 million, I would say there will be real estate fees, right?
Yeah.
And there will be, marketing. Yeah. Plus there will be HST component of it.
Right. Yeah. You're going to have to assess the HST. So all the numbers you gave me, those are net of HST. HST is on top of those numbers.
No, it's it's
included.
Yeah.
So you get that HST back, right? So in the 10.2 million, 0.13, you can claim back, right? But then you have to charge HST at the end. So
I think that for the other people is like 24,000 for the clients.
There's a rebate they get.
A rebate, right? But still, we have to show those costs. Yeah. Definitely for logistically, what's the things which we have purchased, price for that. So that's there. But on the whole, I would say the way that we have to put the effort, I would say it's like around 20% return. That's what we anticipate. And then considering like 3-4 years down the line, I don't think that's a very lucrative compared to the people have already made 30%. What you saw, like what happened in 2 years. Maybe it's lost already.
Yeah, you have a lot of cash tied up in this.
Yes,
in these, this is the challenge with these type of investments. Is they're so equity heavy, and you can borrow it as debt, but that's scary. Like when you get into some of these numbers. So you're a built-in cost of $789,000 per house per unit, and I mean, now you need to make profit on top of that, right? Like that's just your cost. So, but you've obviously got a built-in profit. You figured out what you guys are selling them for, so that's looks and sounds profitable.
Yeah, so that's how it is. Like, and another way is like you have upgrades option.
Okay, so you can sell more on the upgrades.
So that's there, right? So that's why always people say like why builder is doing as a basic, right? So they have to make some money out of it, right? It's cots, lights.
Because everybody looks at the sticker price, and that's what gets them in the door. So you got to keep that really lucrative, like seem like a real good deal. And then, of course, they're going to come in and say, well, wait, you're charging for absolutely everything?
So that's...
You're charging for a bank of drawers?
It's like, I know, like $200 for a pot light. So somehow they have to make their money, all those things, So
exactly. And I think it's a value to the people. Yeah, so that is exactly how it works. It's all sticker price, and same thing with cars, sticker price, and then you get in and then it's plus this, plus that.
Definitely. And then for what I feel is for a normal person, 95% people, it's really hard to work with the contractors. Especially when you're buying a new home and then you're doing the renovations.
You got to be ready for that. So, and I agree.
You must also be burned out with the contractors, right? So it's like, it's a really hard thing.
I find the ones that I can work with and I try and work with them. But even still, like, it's always a balancing, game. You're dealing with people and you got to work with them. But there are ways, like I try and treat the people I work with really well, and we maintain good relationships, and try not to beat them up too much on price, and we work together, give and take, and it works well.
But the thing is that it takes time to build that team.
Oh, it does.
So for a new person, it's really hard. Until unless your hands are not burned, you won't know.
Right, so they're not going to do that. Yeah, like so people are just going to pay the $200 a pot light.
Yeah, they're fine, right?
Even
so
though like
peace of mind. Yeah.
Like cost-wise, materials-wise, if you got a good contractor, you can do it $75 a pot light, even a touch less, depending. But I say that number to electricians and they get like offended. Like I have the electrician I've worked with, they'll do that for me, but like I say that to others and they're like, yeah, not happening.
So that's how it is, right?
Yeah,
that's a good and then actually we were talking about the real estate part of it. So that's the development part of it. And then plus we have scaled into a real estate team now. So I was talking about our journey.
Your real estate business.
Yeah. So 2 years you saw that, like the growth in real estate industry. So it was crazy. So everybody was investor. Yeah. I would say nobody have to do the numbers. It was just magic happening. Inflation, there's so much money into the system. So people were buying, and then nobody did the analysis. So real estate was very hot. Yeah. Maybe, my uncle, their uncle, everybody took no real estate license even because of that. So a lot of investors. So now what is happening, all of a sudden when the things are tightening up, people are struggling. So what we have is like within 2 months itself, we have scaled to a team of 16 members because the people who are working with other brokerages, they were not getting the service, the mentorship and the training they need. Because let's say Andrew is new to the business. He don't know anything about real estate because his uncle did real estate. He went into that. He thought he'll buy his own home and then he can be a good real estate agent. But you need to understand real estate is $1 billion real estate industry. Until unless you don't realize how the real estate industry works, you won't be able to scale it. So that's what our industry is lacking as on the real estate part itself. Even you must have worked with the real estate agents and you must have noticed, I know better than them. So obviously, right? Because you do your numbers, you have done your constructions, you know better than them. So that's those, it's not about getting your license. You go to Humber College in Ontario or whatever in Calgary.
Yeah, getting your license doesn't mean you're good at your job. Like it's all in practice. Like I'm so against like really designations, degrees. Like these days, like I have a degree. I got I don't have my mortgage license anymore. But I mean, they don't make you qualified.
Yes,
like you make you qualified.
Yes,
that's what it comes down to.
Definitely.
So training's a big thing. So is it your own brokerage?
Yes, it's like we have a team now.
You have a team within a brokerage.
Yeah, so team, right? So we have.
You don't want to have to run your own brokerage.
Yeah, we don't want. Yeah. So, but the interesting part is we went with the EXP. So in that EXP, you are a broker of record in day one itself. So it gives you an edge, right? But you don't have to get the hassles of running your office, the support, right? Error admission, all those things. So that was a plus. And that's why we scaled into that. Now what we have is we have our own training system. We have our mentorship. We have one-on-one, right? And then we provide people how to do the fishing, right? We teach them how to get the leads.
Yeah.
Especially on this, I think July, I'm not sure when this be aired, right? July, we had more than 100 agents. We have a networking event done for the real estate agent. More than 100 agents came on our event. How to build wealth as a real estate agent. So that's like, even people don't know how they can, so what I felt is, as a real estate agent, people think they have to replace their 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
So they treat like a job. You go, you do your deal, you get your commission, that's it. So that's their mindset. You need to think beyond that. Right now, let's say we are talking here, you're talking about build or real estate. We are thinking about investment. So you're building your wealth on the long term. What generational wealth you're doing, what you're doing for your son. This is what the real estate is providing, but people don't realize it until that time is already there for retirement. So we already discussed that. We have another event coming in August, how you can scale on social media. Because a lot of our work is coming from social media. It's like, the craziness. That's why we are connected. Just because of it.
And I just briefly looked, like you messaged me. I guess we had met, but sometimes those events go by quick.
Yes.
But your Insta profile looks nice, and it seems like you're consistent with it. And that's something that I'm gearing back into doing more of, is posting more regularly, especially now that Walter's with us and doing full-time editing.
Okay.
The team needed to grow to allow for that kind of thing. But that's a huge part, right? Like just going out there and adding value to people, sharing with them. That actually, like, I look at this podcast as an asset, although it hasn't really been monetized directly at this point. It's one of those things that it just takes the right opportunity, the right, synergy between my followers and myself. And then all of a sudden there you go. So,
this is how we are connected.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
network
we know each
has been
other.
Huge, right?
Yeah.
The indirect monetization is the network.
That's what we
and
need.
the people who I can call, the people who I can connect with and, pick their brain and they can pick mine. So I love that part of it.
Yeah. So it's all about taking action. I never thought like the way you started your podcast. We went with the short videos on TikTok. I'm not sure you are on TikTok or not. So,
no, I avoid TikTok, but I mean, I kind of want to like get my assistant on TikTok and she can post all the videos. I don't want to be on there.
Yeah. So just on the other side for us, we have more than 100,000 followers on TikTok.
See, that's critical. Like TikTok is such a lost opportunity. Yes. So that's something like I'm posting very perfect videos for TikTok on Instagram right now.
Yeah. So you just need to copy
just
it.
Got to add in that platform and do that too.
So that's what we started. I started with the TikTok first. Like 2 years back, I started at that time platform was picking up. As of now, we have more than 1 billion users. And you need to realize that out of that, 50% are from 18 to 24 year age group.
Yeah, so you're getting them at the right age where they're about to get into buying and investing. They're going to be starting soon.
Yeah, so it's just like, Gary Vee approach, right? Value, right? Give value to the people and they'll automatically come to you and they know, right?
Sure,
so this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it's a plus for us because I did everything hands-on. I know how the construction works, right? I have been doing behind the scenes. So all those things, it helps people. And even by, that, like by seeing this drywall, you know what is happening behind the scene. You don't have to tear it down.
Sure.
These things comes with the experience, right? So that's what I try to do whenever I go to any project site, I create video out of it. It's like, people want they want educating, right? Plus entertainment, right?
Show them, bring them behind the scenes,
yes.
And have personality about it and share with them.
Yes.
Yeah, like
that helped us actually. So our target was just to have short videos, 10 to 15 seconds video, because people they just want to do swipe, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's very quick gratification.
So just real quick videos.
So I always say we are in the pizza world. Like we need quick food, quick gratification. That's what we need, quick videos.
You're right. Yeah. So TikTok, is that the ideal length? Like 15 seconds?
Yeah. So it's like, 10 to 15 seconds, you're done. Just deliver your message.
So what about people who are doing like the 1 minute reels? Too long?
That's too long. Because remember, like when reels came, it was only 15 seconds.
Yeah, and then it went to 30 then
60, right? So now...
And now you can actually, on Insta anyway, like everything's a reel. Even your videos are reels now. So
it's all like, because Insta changed its strategy after TikTok. They made it only video-only platform.
Yeah.
So you need to adapt. Like the way you're doing videos, you need to be very consistent on them.
Yeah.
Those carousels, those posts, it's outdated now.
Yeah.
Right? It's like all videos. People want to take the live Andrew talking there.
Oh, yeah.
That's what...
That's just a lot of work. Yeah. So we do have now, and it's actually a lot of work for Walter, but he does a great job.
Okay.
We have the reels of these episodes.
Okay.
So I mean, by the time this comes out, hopefully there's like 1 million on my wall. So those are definitely a start. And then I think the easier thing is just me talking.
Yes.
Like that's way less production than the videos from this podcast. There's 3 different cameras, 2 different vocal tracks. That
and we
takes
came
more
all
time.
the way and then talking here, right? So
But I love it. I mean, the source content from this can be can be utilized in admittedly, like I could probably use 2 more media people to really get the full volume out of that. Yeah, the repurposing of content, because this episode could make for 100 small snippets.
Small videos, right? Yeah. So that's just take those nuggets out of it. And then now what we are doing is from small videos, we're scaling on YouTube. That's a reverse way of yours, right?
Are you doing shorts as well on YouTube?
No,
or
shorts,
long videos?
So what we definitely shorts were always there. Yeah. Shorts, YouTube shorts, right? We are on Reels, Facebook Reels, right? We are Instagram Reels, we are on TikTok.
Yeah.
And we are on LinkedIn, we are on Twitter, everywhere, right? That's videos. But now awesome. We are scaling on YouTube also, because people like once the audience is with you, you build your reputation, you have that trust and confidence. Yeah. They want to stick longer with you. So like, people who are listening to your podcast, obviously they want to enjoy that podcast. Now what we are doing, we're scaling on YouTube also. Yeah. We just started, it's like more than 1,000 followers.
What's the goal with that? Is that to generate more clientele on the real estate side, like for the realtors? So they'll come in, leads come into you and your team will do the work?
Definitely. So that's the thing, because our 100% business comes from social media. Yeah. Like I'm openly sharing, right? It's
referrals too?
Obviously, once Andrew is associated with me, right? Friends and family are all automatically associated, right? And then Andrew don't have to contact me. They'll say, can you go to this guy's Instagram? Yeah. Can you go to this guy's TikTok or YouTube? Yeah. And they already know. The connection is already there.
So people come to you and they already feel connected to you because they see that's worth so much. The power of social media, man. If I had understood that sooner.
Yes.
I wish I'd read Gary Vee's Crushing It. But I mean, that wasn't even a book then, but Crush It, the original one. Yes. Like that would have, like if I had read that back in like, what was it, 2013 or whatever he did, man, would I have done things differently. I would have been documenting in 2015 when I started. Well, I technically started investing in 2012. I would have started then.
Yes. So see, now it's different. Yeah. But you're never late. You already have 3,000 followers on YouTube, and you can easily scale on short forms.
Yeah, the YouTube thing, like I've never really pushed to. It's odd because like the video quality now it's never been this good, and YouTube is my lowest consumption. But it's there, right? Like I think the biggest thing is that it's there for those who like the video format. I'm not going to stop, and then of course I can repurpose it for video elsewhere.
So that's helping us also, right? Yeah. So we are capturing those events. I was telling you, right? We went live, so there was a lot of people visiting us, and it's automatically on the YouTube. So you don't have to do any editing. Andrew is sitting with us, and that's it. We capture this thought and just push it live, and then people do question and answers, and it's another way to do engagement. Because you need engagement, you need followers, and then when you do value, the people come back to you. So that's the strategy, right?
I like this social discussion because this is so relevant to real estate investors and how they promote themselves. There's a lot of people who are doing businesses surrounding real estate that listen to this podcast. A lot of realtors, mortgage agents, probably some appraisers and everything in between there. This is the type of thing that you do to build your business. Like I think of Matt Pichet and how like every investor he said he's ever had came through social media.
Yes.
Like the power of that to grow his business, for any investor to grow your investor business, it comes with content.
Yes.
And another girl I had on here, Milena Simsik, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. She does a lot of really cool videos on Insta, and now I was messaging her the other day and she's like, I'm going to do longer videos on YouTube. I'm like, interesting, why not shorts? Well, YouTube's like a Google search. If somebody's searching Windsor real estate,
important,
you want to have a video explaining Windsor real estate, not just a quick short. Like TikTok, people are expecting short, but Instagram somewhere in between, and then YouTube long form.
Yeah, definitely. So what I feel is like you need to be consistent on all the platform. Like I have.
Well, if you want to optimize it,
So I have leads coming from LinkedIn itself. So those people, they don't know what is TikTok. Like, you are new to that. They don't know what is Instagram. Yeah. They have seen us on LinkedIn.
But they keep coming back to LinkedIn and seeing you there.
Say, like, message, I saw your videos on LinkedIn. I was surprised. Okay, they see videos on LinkedIn also. So this means it's working, right? So So this is how it is, like we were able to do it. So right now we have more than 50,000 Instagram, TikTok 100,000 on that. So that's all the business coming from there. We are scaling on YouTube, and it's helping our family in the sense all the other real estate agent, how they can scale on real estate on the social media using all those platforms. Yeah. So we have those one-on-one training. I think you were there on Just Tucker's podcast, right? You were there, right? So he's doing social, right? So he was there on our event also. So we just do networking and all those, learn from each other, share, right? So this is how it happens. And this is, I never knew him. I never knew you, right?
It's all social media. It connects people. You know what? Jazz is an interesting one. The quality of his new podcast, like he keeps upping the game with his quality, and it's a big production.
Yes.
But it's next level. And I know, like, he even got Gary Vee on his show. Like, that's that's no small feat. So that was really cool to go back on his show. I was actually just on it. I mean, again, people watching this 2 months ago, go back.
Yes.
And it's really cool what he's done. So yeah, the content creators, I just think this conversation can't happen enough. The reach you have, and it's free on content on the actual platforms. What it costs you is the production, your time, or the money to create it. And so in your case, what's your team look like that helps you build this content?
Definitely. So we have one dedicated editor on that, and then one on the support. And then I do most of the thing. I'll come with the creative content. Let's say now today the new inflation data came.
Yeah.
So we have inflation of and educating for me. And plus educating plus entertainment for my viewers, right?
Yeah, 8.1%,
right? It was 7.7%. Why it's high? Because gas price is still high year-on-year basis at 54.6%.
Yeah.
So everything is on your tips, right? So if you talk to someone on the data terms, they'll say, okay, this guy knows what it is.
Yeah.
So all those contents and creativity, I think, right? I consume the content, right? I on the night, I'll just see what you're doing. I'll see, okay, what is Andrew is doing, right? Can I get something out of that and repurpose it? So,
right, yeah, like take something that you learned and repurpose that, right?
Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing, and I learned that one a long time ago, is take content that you've learned, something that you just learned, and share it with people.
Yes. Yeah.
And so you can read up a couple of articles, now all of a sudden you've got what you need for a short video on TikTok or whatever. I mean, in 15 seconds, you don't have to say a whole lot.
Yes, yeah. But
hey, did you hear?
But that's still an art to convey your message in 15 seconds. And then
convey it in a meaningful and educational way in 15 seconds.
And plus people want entertainment. It's edutainment, I always call it.
Edutainment.
Yeah, otherwise they say, okay, Andrew is so boring, I won't see him. If you don't have the engagement, nobody's coming to you even you are saying ton of information.
You got to hook them with something that they want to know more about. Like, I don't know, like the audience, like again, you're seeing it on TikTok. I'll have to check your TikTok out and see how you're doing it, because you have to appease that audience. What you would do for TikTok, clearly very different from what you would do for LinkedIn. LinkedIn would be more longer form or more article based.
No, right now we are just pushing all those content the same platform.
The same?
Right?
So
yes, same, right?
So are you
same
doing
shorts.
are you embedding your YouTube videos on LinkedIn? Is that how you're doing it? Or
no, YouTube longer videos we're not embedding. YouTube is YouTube. Longer videos just go to YouTube,
do that,
right?
But you're doing your TikTok videos on LinkedIn as well.
Right? Even on Twitter
and
also.
those get reception on LinkedIn as well?
Yes, that's what I told. Like all people, they're saying, oh, we saw your video on LinkedIn. See, everybody need education plus entertainment, as we already discussed. It's even you are a professional, right? Corporate world, you're already tired of your work. You need something what is happening in the world, or how you can get knowledge in a quick manner. Yeah. So when you see those videos, this is the only way you can get it. Nobody want to read it. It's all old school. I love reading. Yeah. Maybe not the next generation. They don't want. They want what? Listen, maybe, right? Yeah. So that's how the culture is changing. So we need to adapt.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I think that you definitely got to, there's some small tweaks from platform to platform, but I think video is certainly where it's at. Like people, it's all instant gratification, dopamine highs, which is totally not good for society, but a different conversation.
Yes, yeah, that's, no, I know to answer that question is for TikTok, we'll use the trending music on the TikTok.
Use trending music.
Yeah, on the TikTok, right? But Instagram music will be different. No doubt the graphics and all those things will be same, but it'll be very platform agnostic, like on that front, definitely. Because if it's a flashy, people on the TikTok, I told you, right, the age group is totally different. Yeah. On the Facebook, I know Facebook Reels are doing amazing.
Reels are doing amazing.
Yeah. Because
I'll share them between Insta and Facebook, so they're automatically
shared, right? So that's a plus for you, because the Facebook crowd is totally different.
Yes. Very much so.
Yes.
It's so funny. I'm starting to sound old as I talk about these things. Like those kids on TikTok. I mean, I'm like sitting here thinking about how I don't have to download that app on my phone and not just. Maybe I'll use the desktop version if that exists.
It's very addictive. So even I don't use it. I just I just push my content.
I don't want any of that. Like I don't want to surfing that.
Maybe your son will like it. So I know my clients coming to me, they say, okay, my son saw you on the TikTok video. He referred to this house that you were selling or buying, whatever, right?
That's interesting. No, you're right. Opportunities absolutely everywhere. I love that. Like, and it seems like you really work hard. Like you're getting your hands into everything, not afraid to pull up your sleeves, learn new things. And I love that. Like, there's so few people that really have that attitude about things, just willing to go in and just crush it out.
Yeah, no, that's good, right? What I felt is like it's a family support you have, and the right mindset and network, and plus you have a desire. So I always desired to be on Andrew's podcast, but I never took that action. I thought I'm not good with my English, right? I won't be able to do those things live. I don't have anything to talk about. Now we can talk about social media maybe for next 24 hours. We can do all those things.
We probably could. Well, we talked about a little real estate, but and then this is the real estate adjacent part about how to grow your business.
Yes, yeah. So
and anyone, like I know a lot of people are like just starting a coaching program, or they're thinking about coaching, or they're just getting started, and they want to know, what do I do? Well, you start and then you share what you're doing, and then you get more money by doing that because more people want to partner with you. And this is like directly relevant. Early on, I did everything myself. And then eventually that's just like, okay, that's not going to work. I can't keep doing that.
Yeah, you can't scale. Yes.
You can't scale if you're doing it all yourself. So you've given me some ideas. I'm going to be talking to my assistant and getting her to.
No, definitely. So we'll love to be you on come on our podcast. Yeah. Not basically live session. And then we can discuss more and we can help you on the social media thing, right? So,
yeah, very cool. So tell me something that you're excited about right now, real estate wise.
Real estate, obviously, as we are talking about, we are educating people how you can build wealth, especially as a real estate agent. That's there, right?
Okay, so you're recruiting your realtors.
Yeah,
so the entrepreneurial aspect.
Basically, right? We are educating them how they can build their wealth. It's not building. I have seen people, they did a 5 million deal. They were happy with the 100,000 commission and they are done. Yeah. And then that 5 million went into 50 million. Because we bought land, we bought somebody from a real estate agent, right? Somebody we helped us. So they don't know, they need to build something for their family, for their generation also. Yeah. On that, we are doing the educating on the real estate. And obviously my target is to have a maximum real estate agent on our team. That's we want to scale, because what I felt is traditional brokerages, like all those brick and mortar, they're losing their shine. Nobody's educating them on that, right? It's like it's just a bulk recruiting. You come right, and you do your business by yourself. Nobody's educating you. Nobody giving you industry experience. Yeah, that's what people is lacking.
But the new people, I mean, how can they educate anybody? They're new. You know what I mean? Like, what do you recommend for a brand new realtor who's not even an investor yet coming onto your team?
So the first thing is they need to be good with the networking, right? Because we are in a people business. They need to touch at least 4 or 5 people. Because if Andrew is a real estate agent or is a mortgage broker, I don't know. He's a secret to me.
So you're just networking a lot. Yes. And then you start doing business. Then you start sharing.
Definitely. So I feel initially it's not about business. It's not about your split, what fee you're paying. It's not about that. It's about learning, because throughout your career, right? I always take Andrew's example. Throughout your career, like 30, 40 years, you'll be doing podcast, right? Yeah. You'll be learning, right? How to do podcast, how you do real estate. If you are able to pay the fees, those are okay. Even you for a first year, you didn't do any deal, that's fine. But you learned the process, how the real estate work. So that's important for the first new. I think they need a good association. They need to be part of a team. That's what I feel, because if you are under somebody's guidance, definitely you'll get a lot of things to learn from, and then you can improvise. That's it's like a teaching mechanism. You go to LK, JK, whatever SK, right? You went to 10th, you did your university, then only you qualified for a mortgage or CPA, whatever you did. But if you're getting 3 months license and then on the day one you say, okay, I can make so much commission, how that can happen, right?
Well, I think most people in this audience get that. Yes, if you're going to go learn something new, like early on, give up more split to learn from experts so they can teach you to be an expert. Yes. And then you don't need to do the high split. So I think a lot of people, especially who've been around this industry a while, get that. I mean, early on, I probably wouldn't have, because I graduated business school. I think I know everything. Yes. As with every student, they graduate and they think they know everything. Slowly learn that they don't know anything. Yeah. And then they have to learn everything all over again. Yeah. So maybe just my take, but so I think a lot of people are on the same page as that. Now, as far as projects that you're working on, so I guess the big one is the skyscraper you're about to build.
So that's the plan,
right? 10-story, right?
10-story, right?
I don't know if we call it mid-rise. We'll call it a mid-rise.
Yeah, mid-rise, right? Yeah. And obviously we did a lot of, I think, double-digit flips we did. It's with all the investors. Last year, we were really busy with the investors.
Doing a lot of flips. What's the typical size of flip?
Size on the pricing side, right? It's around
no number of units, like what you're buying a house, or you're buying a triplex, or like what are you buying?
So
and
it's
what are you
all
selling?
Traditional residential. So taking the property,
single families.
Single family, and adding value into that, make it legal duplexes.
Okay, so you're converting duplexes
converted
in Brampton, or
we were in Brampton, Mississauga, right? We did in London also. We did in Kitchener. Okay. Right? So but the focus was more on the GTA. We don't want to do that right now. We have still happening in St. Catherine. We have that's under renovation, and Mississauga that's already there. Okay. But what I felt is like it's good for initial phase. We did like a lot of flippings and all those things, because what I felt, that's a way to build wealth, quick wealth. Yeah. Basically, you need a lot of money for those big projects. Yeah. So that helped us. But now the plan is to do big. Yeah. Because the same contractors, same investment, same time is required on the bigger project. Why not focus on one, right?
Well, I heard somebody say it's just as easy to negotiate a a multi-million dollar sale as it is to negotiate
a single family, right?
$200 sale. Like the same details go into each. Yeah, you still got to compel somebody to want to buy. So why not do big?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that you're onto something with that. It's obviously got to be done diligently.
Yes, it takes time, right? So you learn, you fall, you do get experience as you go.
Yeah.
And definitely if you have good mindset of people around you, good right investors with you, and then I think nobody can stop you. It's like if you know how to go there, you have your goal set up. That's what I do, right? Even like I have my vision board, right? Ready. Okay. When I get off from my bedroom, I know. Even Andrew Hines podcast was there. Going on one networking event, it's there, right? Per month, I should be there, right? I need those 100 agents this year. It's already there.
How long have I been on your vision board?
2 years back.
2 years. I was on somebody's vision board. See, I just wouldn't have thought that.
It takes time, right? Yeah. I need to be on a podcast. Now I'm there, right? It builds my confidence. I know I took that action. So it's easy and smooth. Andrew is a normal person. I can talk to him. He's very nice. He greeted me well, right? So this is how it is. And it's a normal conversation we are doing with any investor or anybody or any friend. So
that's for sure. Yeah, it's just people and people at the end of the day. So cool. And so where do we send people? You won't be hard to find, but where do we send people to follow you?
So it's better to be on TikTok, Instagram. They can follow us, right? We are on Facebook, YouTube. Definitely we are scaling on that. So that's there, right? They can find us. Dhesi Real Estate. That's my last name, Dhesi Real Estate. And then they can message us.
That's the best Real Estate?
Yeah, that's the best way, right? Yeah. If you can mention those links and the...
I think you would have sent that over to Jane. So I'll get that.
That'll be good, right? So that's, I think Instagram is better to build that connection, right? To have like conversation starting. Yeah. So that's the best way to do it.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. We'll share those links and anything you wanted to share before we wrap up, words of wisdom, current climate, what people should be doing right now if they're investors.
So it's what I felt is like, just take action.
Yeah.
Forget about what media is saying, where interest rate is going. Nobody's care. Housing is still going to stay. It'll be North America. I'd say Canada, right? It's always be there. Even politicians, they just change. Yeah. So it's all about taking that action and working with the right network, and it's getting knowledgeable every day. Yeah. With getting up with some ambition, right? Some energy every day, what you want to achieve today. Yeah. That's really important, right? So, and obviously that happens with a growth mindset. Yeah. So every day you are scaling.
Got that growth mindset. Yeah.
And I can't compare the success of Andrew's podcast with my podcast. It's like you can't compare anybody, right? It's just learn from them and improvise. That's what I would say.
Yeah, 100%. And I think winner's mindset's big. Are you playing on offense or are you playing on defense?
Yes, that's...
and I think that a lot of people are on defense lately. And, hopefully they'll snap out of it because there's lots of opportunity. There's lots of ways to win.
Yes.
We just got to change and adapt. But we can definitely do that if we're paying
strategy
attention.
changes, right?
Yeah, you still got to pay attention.
You're selling, you're buying, renting it out, right? So
sure, but I mean now, like there's going to be some really good buying deals now. Yeah. Like, so the key is fundamentals. By sticking to your fundamentals and it doesn't matter what happens to values.
So as I always say in the video, long term it will be like this, right?
It's a yo-yo on an escalator, right? So it's going up as it's going up and down. So cool. Well, I really appreciate the chat. Thanks for reaching out and coming on the show. And I guess we'll connect and I'll go on your live.
Okay. Thank you, Andrew, and giving me an opportunity. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Please make sure to share this episode far and wide. Help it help more people. I really appreciate you tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.